So in these videos and down in these comment sections, I'm seeing so many people upset about the state of play from Sony. And I don't know if this is over exaggerated or not, because I do know a lot of PlayStation fans are still kind of ticked off about the PlayStation Network going down or whatever. But man, people are really looking at these games and acting like, at least I think they're acting like they're mad about it. Even the channels covering the state of play that are leaning more towards the positive side are coming in with that in denial vibe. You know, like it was all right, or it wasn't that bad, or it was pretty good. But you could just imagine them with that cracked smile. And they got that twitching eye like they're about to break down any second and start throwing one of those fanboy tantrums. I just don't get it, man. It's just surprising to me because I'm sitting here watching all these trailers, right? And I'm thinking to myself, man, almost all of this is awesome. So then I type in my search bar the Sony state of play because I want to see what other people are talking about. And people are just mad, like, why are you so salty for? Just type in your search bar, state of play, and look at all the thumbnails, and you'll see everybody making those dumb clickbait faces. You know, the ones like the disgusted face, the shocked face, the angry face. You have your usual suspects like Grifting Gaming saying that the PS5 is dead. And let me just say at this point, I think Dreamcast guy, I am convinced this man is an Xbox fanboy in disguise. This man, if you even want to call him one, was really over here glazing the Xbox Developer Direct. Then he switches sides again and says that the Xbox is going the way of Sega. Now it's, where's my Ghost of Yotei and where's my intergalactic Naughty Dog slop? No doubt he's going to change back to his regular content of Xbox being dead again. And you know, credit where credit is due. As much as I don't like these corporate swallowers, at least they're consistent across the board and not constantly playing from the fence. Also, can we talk about this guy calling Lost Soul Aside anime Dark Souls? Like, this right here should be proof that this man does not actually play video games. Lost Soul Aside is clearly a character action game inspired by Devil May Cry, and it's got that Final Fantasy 15 aesthetic. Not a damn Souls-like game, which I'm really not surprised coming from the same person that had the worst Ninja Gaiden gameplay footage ever known to man in the background of his video glazing the Xbox Direct. This guy is a joke. And then we have RGT85, not a Nintendo YouTuber. And as much as I like his channel, he's been droning on and on about console exclusives with the most boomer takes ever. And I get it, man. I'm a retro gamer too, but come on, you gotta be doing some of the most surface level research when it comes to the state of the gaming industry and why we're seeing fewer and fewer console exclusives. If you're wondering where the hell the first party PlayStation games are, it's pretty obvious. Just look at the Game of the Year awards. Astro Bot has only sold 1.5 million copies. What does that tell you? Well, for me, it says PlayStation fans aren't buying PlayStation games when a Game of the Year winner isn't pulling more than 1% of the entire player base. Why do you think these games are all being ported to PC in the first place? I talked about this before when people were upset that Nintendo still has exclusives. Why can't Sony or Xbox have exclusives? I heard you cry. And this is the reason why this boomer mentality is so stupid, because you look at the development cost of these games like Ragnarok, $200 million, Spider-Man 2, $300 million. And what do you think it cost Nintendo to develop a first-party game? Because I'll tell you what, it's not hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's pretty easy to see why Nintendo can afford to be exclusive. I mean, if you're not buying your games, but you still expect them to be console exclusive, I mean, what are you really asking for? Do you like seeing remasters of 4-year-old games? Do you want to see people lose their jobs and see studios shut down? Do you like spending an entire console generation sitting there in a barren wasteland? Because that's pretty much what console exclusives have been giving you. But you don't see that because you can't see past your dumbass console wars. That's why you see Xbox games going to PlayStation, because that extra profit is paying for their next generation consoles, while you're over here saying that the consoles are dying out. Come on, we gotta be able to use our brains here, which I know is a pretty tall order here in 2025, but when I look at the state of play and I see all these awesome ass games and then see all these people down in the comment sections talking mad shit like, what the hell are we doing here? Do you people even play video games? And yeah, I'm saying you people, that doesn't actually mean everybody. But seriously, I'm seeing people, it's like all they care about is if that game is only available on their plastic box. You don't care about how well they sell. You don't care about how good they are. You don't care about any of that. All it boils down to is that stupid box. It seems like you're not a fan of video games at this point. You're a fan of consoles. And that's why PC players for years now have been calling you console fanboys and laughing at you and farming your videos for salt content. If anybody wants to come in my comment section with their hyper fanboy takes talking about how the state of play was a huge nothing burger, I'm sorry, but you just do not play video games. You most likely play social media while your console gathers dust, because the state of play was actually fantastic, despite the lack of first party games. And I'm not even a PlayStation fan, so again, what the hell are we doing here? Let's actually talk about the state of play, because I'm excited for a lot of these games. And if I was a PlayStation owner, I'd be picking these up. You know, Monster Hunter Wilds, if this was a PS5 exclusive, people would have lost their minds with excitement. But I'm guessing the PlayStation fanboys just tuned out all the new gameplay that we got for it. Even if they're Monster Hunter fans, even if they played Monster Hunter World and Monster Hunter Rise, like, they just don't give a shit unless it's only on the PlayStation. Like, seriously, this new gameplay, I could watch any update on this game and still be excited because just it looks awesome. A new Shinobi game? Are you kidding me? This game looks so badass. And we're getting Ninja Gaiden Ragebound 2. I'm gonna be playing the hell out of these games. I don't know about you, but this game looks sick. Actually, I do know about you, because you probably just want hyper-realistic graphics with an over-the-shoulder perspective and walking sections in between cutscenes that transition into combat, rinse and repeat. And then we got a new Sonic racing game, and I don't care what anybody says, Sonic has been popping off lately. I mean, we got one of the best Sonic games ever starring Shadow. Then we got one of the best video game movie adaptations ever. Like, Sonic is back. We are no longer in the dark ages. And I am definitely down for some more Mario Kart style games. Look, I don't know about a new Digimon game. Like, I haven't been a fan of Digimon since the animated series back in the early 2000s. But I do know we need more games competing with Pokemon, because Pokemon has such a monopoly going on that they think they can just shit out any half-ass cash grab and people will just buy it. That's the reason we needed games like Pal World, because when you have competition, that's when you get innovation. That's why we get so many good indie games, because there's so much competition in that market. You have to stand out if your game wants to sell well. Lost Soul aside, I've had this game on my radar ever since it was a solo dev project, and you could just tell this game has come a long way. I just got done making a video on why hack and slash games are making a huge comeback, and I'm loving this Devil May Cry meets Final Fantasy 15 aesthetic. Like, this just looks incredible. And it's coming out in a few months to PS5 and PC, which thank God it's not a timed exclusive, because I'm not gonna lie, this might be a day one pickup for me, which PlayStation fans are probably gonna completely ignore this game just because it says and PC, but I can see a lot of PC players grabbing this one. Come on, Sony, start releasing day one on PC. Start giving your games to people that'll actually play them. We got a new Like a Dragon game. I'll be honest, I've never got into Yakuza, but it's a series I've been wanting to give a try. And this game does look pretty cool. Dave the Diver DLC, I don't really care. WWE 2K25, I don't care. I'm not a wrestling fan. Borderlands 4, I couldn't give two shits about this game. If you've never played a Borderlands game, just play Borderlands 2. It's still the best game in the series. And I'm betting on this new game finally killing off the franchise. Like, it doesn't look appealing at all from what I've seen. Split Fiction just looks cringe as hell. Like, I'm tired of that MCU style writing in games. Like, I get it. It's one of those couch co-op games, and I guess anything's fun with friends, but I can't stand it. Anytime I see this type of voice acting and dialogue in a game, same with Intergalactic. I just write these off as slop, but that's just me. Directive 8020, it's just not my type of game. Secret of the Mimic, that's another pass for me. The Midnight Walk actually has a sick-ass art style, but I really don't have anything on it other than the gameplay looking a lot like Scorn, which I'm not really a huge fan of, but I guess I'll have to wait and see more. I'm just going to skip past a few here because Onimusha, Capcom has been going crazy lately, and they just been on this consistent winning streak with banger after banger. They brought back the old Resident Evil games. Monster Hunter Wilds looks amazing. They're bringing back Okami. There's rumors that they're remaking Devil May Cry. And now this new Onimusha game? Like, is this even a hack and slash game? I don't know, but that environmental combat is something I've been wanting to see in new games ever since I played Sleeping Dogs, which if you haven't played that game is an absolute must play. Better than GTA 5 in my opinion. Metal Gear Solid 3 Remake? I'm all over this game. It's my favorite in the entire series back on the PlayStation 2. I can't wait to play it. Hell Is Us, I don't know what the hell is this, but it looks pretty cool. Too bad we're still seeing this habit of not showing any real gameplay, which I'm hoping is something that completely dies out and never comes back, because I just don't care how your game looks. I care more about how your game plays. And I'm sorry, whatever the hell that sword combat was, it's not enough to be considered gameplay. But I don't want to write this game off because it still looks pretty cool at the end of the day. And dude, Lies of P DLC? Look, I've never played the base game, but as a fan of From Software, having so many people in my comment sections telling me I need to play this game, it's a masterpiece, it's the first Souls-like game with the quality that could stand toe-to-toe with From Software. Like, Sony fans, I just don't understand why you don't bat an eye at a video game unless it's something only you can play. That's why I said in my last video that console fanboys in general, they're like small children when you ask them to share their toys. This might actually push me to finally play Lies of P. It's been long enough. I need to get off my ass and actually give this game a fair shot. Days Gone, I'm just gonna say this. This is a game that deserves a remaster. Not because the first game didn't look good, but because the first game just didn't get enough love. I'm a huge fan of zombie games. Resident Evil, Dead Rising, Dying Light, Left 4 Dead, hell, Project Zomboid, 7 Days to Die. The fact that this game didn't get enough attention the first time around, it's just sad because we could have got a sequel to a damn good game. Hopefully this remaster can put a lot more eyes on this game because Days Gone 2 just needs to be a reality. New DLC for Stellar Blade launching at the same time as the PC port, which is awesome. I can see this game doing gangbusters on PC. It certainly wasn't selling hotcakes on the PlayStation 5, otherwise we wouldn't be seeing a PC port. Like I said, Sony fans, you guys gotta buy those games. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But that's okay because PC players, we're over here eating good. We have everything. We got Xbox games, we have PlayStation games, we got indie games, we even have Nintendo games, if you catch my drift, which I'm not afraid to admit. I was a console guy too. It wasn't until I bought the Steam Deck when it actually opened my eyes to what PC had to offer. And if Valve ever releases a home console experience out into the wild that can dual boot into desktop mode like the Steam Deck can do, man, I can see this changing the gaming landscape forever. Tides of Annihilation, I'm telling you, I predicted this hack and slash games. They are making a huge comeback. My video even jumped in views after the state of play, which is funny because it's true. We've been seeing too many Souls-likes. And for a lot of people, that Ninja Gaiden 4 reveal was an eye-opener. Regardless, Tides of Annihilation looks like another awesome one to add to the wish list. Metal Eden, I mean, it looks pretty cool. It's got that mix of Titanfall and Doom-style arena combat with that cyberpunk aesthetic. First-person shooters, we're in a good place right now, and I think before Doom 2016 came along, the genre was just getting pretty stale for a while. Holy crap. The state of play just kept on surprising me. Like this game, Mind's Eye, it reminds me of a throwback that we would see during the Xbox 360 PS3 era. Maybe early 8th gen. Just this AA open world sandbox action game. At least that's what it looked like to me. And I'm all for these games. I don't know about you, but I'm just exhausted when it comes to these hyper polished cinematic narrative games. Like we just need more games that are just straight up gameplay. And that's what this game looks like. That new Returnal game, Saurus or whatever, I'm just going to keep on hammering it home. If you don't give a shit about giving us gameplay, then how are we supposed to give a shit about your game? Why is it even here? Overall, this state of play looked like a huge win for PlayStation, in my opinion, and I just don't understand what's wrong with Sony fans, man. I just don't get it. Maybe I just don't understand because I'm not a part of that ecosystem, but dude, these trailers looked fucking awesome. Who the hell actually cares about Ghost of Yotei or Intergalactic? Like, why are we complaining about not having first-party games, but we don't even buy them in the first place? But we're just gonna throw tantrums about it in the comment sections when they get ported to PC. But yeah, I just don't get it, man. Talk to me in the comments. All right, bye.